Goer, whatever.
And we welcome you to This is Overtime here on OSN after the Ottawa Senators pull away from the Tampa Bay Lightning and beat Tampa by a score of 6-2. And with that, they jump up to 92 points. Lever Sage, Tanner Ryle with you. And Tanner, before we even kick it off, PJ Northgore is fired up. And you know what? I'm fired up that PJ is fired up. PJ sent us a video.
That's right.
Which we're going to put up for others to see. I am so fired up for PJ. I'm so fired up for his mini hockey rink in the basement. And I'm a little bit fired up at one of the sponsors that are on the sideboards.
Well, I'll see if I can work some producer magic here and maybe we can get it on the stream in a couple minutes here.
Well, that's, you know what? Guys like Tanner, Zach McGibbon, who's also fired up, Z Gibbon is, this is what pros do. I'm going to talk for a while to let Tanner do his thing. I'm going to continue to go on and on, but what a game for Ottawa tonight. And, you know, full marks. I was a little worried, but man, the third period, they kind of took over again. And that's, look, we talked about it on the pregame show. I was kind of adamant that if they just could get to the point where the third period and kind of wear Tampa down and give Tampa no real reason to continue to play that hard, it meant much more to Ottawa. And the third period, the stats kind of jump off the page. How about 4 apples for Brady Tkachuk tonight? A career high. Had 3 hits, a couple of shots. I actually had 3 shots, 9 shots in total. Only 3 that hit the net. Didn't love his performance on the first goal. The Tampa scored, but that's okay. 4 apples will make it even better. Tim Stützle, a goal and 2 assists for 3 points on the night. And how about Jake Sanderson? Like, not only does he play 24 minutes, not only does he score a couple of goals, not only did he lead the team with 5 shots on goal and 10 directed towards the net, but he also left the game in the middle of the game. And you're like, oh my God, there was a hack on his skate. Like, no, come on. And then he comes back. And all I'm saying to the people that are around me, like, don't take a skate off. Don't take a skate off in the period, because this guy might not be able to get his skate back on. Well, he looked pretty damn good in the third period, Tanner.
Yeah.
Like, what a performance from Jake Sanderson. And this, you know, I was talking to a couple of people during the third period. When this team plays well and they're at the top of their game, they're a really hard team to beat. And I know when everyone's playing well, like, you can say that about most teams. When they're playing well, they're hard to beat. Yeah. But this team is only going to presumably get healthier. Thomas Chabot looks like he's going to be back sooner rather than later. Now you have guys like Nick Matt-Palo, who I thought was pretty good tonight. You have guys like Jordan Spence, who gets another big goal. These guys have so much experience. For them to go back, if Chabot can come back, the energy that this team can get from each other, and it's all predicated on goaltending. If they get some goaltending, they're being outshot 24-12 late in the second period, and they got some goaltending. Jordan Spence scored. Yeah, they got one back. Ullmark was great tonight. Can't fault him on either goal. I thought he was kind of at the top of the crease. Great. When he gives them good goaltending, not even like unbelievable, just good goaltending, man, does this team take off. I'm fired up, Tanner.
You better be. And I think we got to get this up on the screen now. I think I figured it out here.
Okay. That's good work by you so quickly.
I know. I'm
humble too.
Figuring it out. Fit it. Share screen. I think that's what we're looking for. Gonna go over here. There we go.
Okay. So this is from PJ in the Gore. PJ in North Gore. sent this in. And as it goes around, this is his mini hockey. There's PJ. My man PJ. His mini hockey rink. But let's wait. It's a great rink. But let's wait till the... Oh, baby!
Look at that.
Let's go!
Wow.
A little OSN on the sideboards.
Look at the details in here, too. I would have loved this when I was a kid.
The clock's awesome.
That's so cool.
That is tremendous. And great job by you to get that up so other people could see it. That's unbelievable, Tanner.
That's why you keep me around, you know? Somebody's got to click the buttons.
Lots of reasons why I keep you around. That's fantastic. It fires me up even more. Julian says, I couldn't watch tonight. Way too many assignments, but glad Ottawa got a win. That's as tame as I've heard, Julian. So that's good. Marlboro Man.
Guy. Yeah.
Marlboro Man says, put that in the bank. We want playoffs. The crowd chanting, we want playoffs tonight. And it looks like they're going to get it. Good update here. The Blue Jackets win it in a shootout over Detroit.
There we go.
They came back. How late did they score in the third period? I know they were down.
I think it was like 15 seconds or less. And it was Adam Fantilli that got the tie up there.
It was.
The Blue Jackets very much keeps their playoff hopes alive as they're trying to chase down Philly for, you would hope if you're Ottawa, that Metro spot.
Fantilli with 17 seconds to go. Ties it. What a brutal beat for the Red Wing fan. I think we might actually just get a win and get ourselves back into this and at least stay around. And no, can't figure it out. Man, that's a brutal beat. Oh, this is mean spirited. Only one person more humble than Tanner's Triple H.
Wow,
that's taking it. But Zach says, "What a beauty rink." Eric is in. Nice. Eric also from the Gore said you should see PJ's outdoor rink. Okay.
There we go. Might be a little warm for that, but
look at all the love PJ's getting. Unreal basement, says Ben.
Very unreal.
I also agree with this. It says Tampa made the mistake of pissing off Timmy early. Set him off, and he goes off.
Yeah, they were all over him early in the game, for sure.
Really hard on him, weren't they?
Which, I mean, I think if you're any team, that's got to be your game plan going into it. But we've seen it with Stützle many times. When he gets angry, he goes to another level.
That would not be my plan against the Ottawa Senators. And I understand you want to go after some of their bigger players, kind of try and either distract them, get them off their game, like be hard on them so they're not going to come back as physical. But Tim Stützle's not one of those guys. You're only awakening somebody who's already got an incredible amount of skill. And that's the wrong thing. Like, to me, the fact that Sanderson's in the lineup, that's what they should be doing. And, a hack on his skate is not great, but that's the guy you're targeting because the rest of the defense corps doesn't have the talent that Jake Sanderson does. But Tim Stützle, guy's a monster. He's an absolute monster. And this is where you get to a place where teams, there's going to be a little bit of fear of the Ottawa Senators when they get to the playoffs. And I'm telling you, they're getting close to getting there.
Agreed. Right. And I mean, when you look at tonight, sometimes you just need your best players to be your best players. Look at the 3 stars from this game. There are 3 big lottery picks right there. Jake Sanderson, Tim Stützle, and Brady Tkachuk.
Yeah. I mean, they're the 3 best players. Tkachuk hasn't been as good in the last month for sure. And there's been other guys that are really good on this team. But if the Ottawa Senators are going to be successful, it's those 3 guys and Linus Ullmark. And then you add in, Shabbat can come back, and you add in Pinto, and you add in a couple other guys. But man, oh man, if those 4 play really well, and I think this is one of Linus Ullmark's better games, underrated games, because we've seen before where the Ottawa Senators kind of dominate the play. They got the puck a lot. And all of a sudden you look up in the middle of the game and it's the middle of the second period and they're out shooting a team 21-8. And you're like, the other team's only got 8 shots. But this was not one of those games. And this game was 0-0. And the shots were 24-12 Tampa. Now, I understand they were all high danger. They look, I get the broadcast. They only put out pro since it's a regional broadcast, but the shots were dead even in the game. And they're like, but the high danger chances are 14-5 for the Ottawa Senators, which, yeah, I guess. I mean, they certainly had their chances, but that kind of made it seem like Tampa wasn't in it when Tampa controlled a lot of the first half of this game. And Linus Ullmark was really good.
Yeah, that's what you got to hope you're going to get from him for the rest of the season and into the postseason if you want to go far at all. And, I thought early on in this game it was fairly even. I think Tampa did control things a lot. Felt to me a lot like a playoff game where you look at those first 2 goals and they were off of mistakes, which is oftentimes what you're going to see in the playoffs. I thought we were maybe going to see like a 2-1, 3-2 type of finish just with how even it looked.
Yeah.
I think the 6-2 kind of sways things a little bit as Ottawa really took over that third period. But yeah, a great game by the Senators. Great way to stay in it against a team that is very experienced in those big games. And sure, Tampa did play last night and you didn't have Vasilevsky in the net. Could have changed things a little bit, but great on Ottawa for staying with it and for taking over in the third period.
Absolutely. You can put reasons why, but you still got to go out and win those games, right? Yep. Like the Tampa game last week. Yeah, there's no Hedman, there's no Kucherov, there's no Nick Paul. You get up 2-0 really early, but James Reimer was playing and you couldn't hold it and you lost that game. But I think you look now at where they are and it feels like I've been saying for weeks, and I have. I think the Flyers are gone. Like, I think they've just kind of surpassed everyone. They win again tonight. They're at 92 points, but in third in the Metro, and they got to be caught by, Columbus or the Islanders. Huge loss for the Capitals the other night.
Yeah, I think they're probably out of it at this point.
You lose to the Rangers when you need to win that badly, and that's not good. But I think Philly's going to make it. So now at 92, you got Columbus at 90. The Islanders at 89. It still sets up that Ottawa could make that game, depending on what happens with the New York Islanders. The Ottawa, it wouldn't even be as important a game against the Islanders as it would for New York.
Yeah. It's going to be a big one Saturday. I might have to make it out to that one. So sort of considering it now with might be on the line here, but yeah, you would think
you're considering going to Long Island.
Oh man, that one's on the road.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Good for you. Tanner's boots on the ground.
There we go. Up at the UBS Arena. I think that's what it's called.
Never mind. Thursday, and then they're on the road Saturday, Sunday before.
I'm tired. It's been a long couple days.
Yes. The vacation in the Hammer has been very tough.
Long day on the road yesterday. All right. Yeah. Give me that at least.
Yeah, but right. Real life, the day you get back from like a long weekend.
Oh, yeah.
First day back, underrated how hard that day is. It's crazy. So I'm not making fun of you, but I'm just like, people say, oh, yeah, like I went away all long weekend and I was gone like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And you spend all that time with family, as you said, long days on the road, and you come back, you're like, oh my God, I have so much to do.
Yep. No, Zach, I'm not going to Long Island.
Yeah, see it. Boots on the ground.
I'm not like you, Zach. I'm not going up and down the road every single day and working hard. Yeah. I need things a little cushier, We'll see what the OSN travel budget's looking like. Yeah, the private jet can roll up and get me to the UBS Arena.
I'll tell you, the OSN budget has this all here at the lodge on Sunday.
That's going to be fun. Yeah, I can't go to UBS Arena. I'd be missing out on that.
Well, you could Saturday afternoon. You get back by Sunday night.
True.
But who would want to do that? Good for you. Eric says, watch out for Owen Tippett of the Flyers.
He's a good player.
Yeah, he was talking to me tonight. He's like, oh, the young guy they got. And I'm like, Porter Mortone? No. And then comes back. He's like, Owen Tippett. I'm like, Yeah, he's been around for a bit.
Yeah, he was traded for Claude Giroux from the Panthers. He was part of that deal.
But he's finding his niche, to Eric's point, in Philadelphia, and he's making that Flyers team a whole lot better. Ben says Tanner running away from the grind.
Yep. Like Zach says here, I got to make my bookings. I'm not as in demand as he is, but
No. He's not as in demand anymore. He was a man in demand before, but he's not as much. I know he's coming up for a claim, but the weekend looks pretty prosperous, I think, for the Ottawa Senators, but they got to get through Florida first. But man, they win that Florida game, they're going to be, I don't want to say cruising, but they're like, for people who thought that this was like a 50-50 or before when they were chasing, they are ahead of the game. They would have to fall down at this point to not make the playoffs.
And they seem to have the momentum, especially when you compare it to some of the other teams. I mean, 7-3-0 in their last 10 games. Look at Detroit, 3-6-1. The Islanders, a brutal 3-7-0. The Blue Jackets even 3-6-1. Started to almost feel like the West for a minute there, where none of these teams seem to want that spot except for the Ottawa Senators, who are 6-3-1 in their last 10 games.
Yeah, everyone
crazy in the West, by the way. Stat I was looking at: the Los Angeles Kings, currently in the second wildcard spot. They have 19 regulation wins.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. I actually saw that earlier today too. So they've played 77 hockey games this year. They have won 19 of them in regulation, and they're in a playoff spot.
Oh my God. That's the second lowest regulation wins in the NHL. Ahead of only the Vancouver Canucks.
Come on, everyone else.
I'm double checking.
Well, it would make sense. Yeah. They have 19 overtime losses or in a shootout, right?
Yeah, Vancouver has 15. The other closest would be 21 by Chicago.
But listen to this for the Kings. So they have 19 regulation wins. They have 8 wins in overtime or shootout. They've lost 19. 26 times this year they've been to overtime. That's nuts.
Insane. The only good thing it looks like is they won't match up with the Edmonton Oilers, so at least we could take solace in the fact that I think honestly that'd probably be the easiest sweep I'd ever predict in a playoff series.
I couldn't even handle watching the Oilers and the Kings again.
Yeah, so it looks like it would be Kings and Avalanche, which again I think that'd be the easiest sweep I'd probably ever predict.
Yeah, so I wouldn't say that with the Oilers, but
with the Avs?
I would say it with the Avs. I mean, yeah. All right, but back to this one with the Ottawa Senators. You look at how many guys contributed tonight. That's the other thing. Like, I know Zetterlund gets the goal off of the glove of Eric Chernak, but it was a huge goal for him. So he gets off the schneid. Batherson, couple of assists. Spence had a big goal. So I just thought a lot of guys. Cameron Crotty gets his first NHL point. By the way, a reason why we should delete the second assist in the National Hockey League. The assist from Cameron Crotty on that goal had nothing to do with that play whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's just, oh boy. I mean, good for him. Like, I'm very happy that he got his first NHL point. But again, Spence, a second shy of 23 minutes. And he just continues. He's not perfect for sure. He made a big mistake a couple games ago. But when you're out there playing minutes that you've never played before consistently, like, you're an elite level defenseman if you're playing over 20 minutes every night and you're playing well.
And he is.
Yeah, I heard all you bandwagoners thinking that he should get paid and, make sure,
Spence
gets paid.
I'm not saying give him $8 million. I'm saying they need to keep him. I'm saying they need to give him some money to keep him around because their right side has been a black hole for the last 10 years. Yeah, they got to keep him.
So of course they got to keep him, but you can't overpay that guy either.
No. But would I be mad if they gave him 4.5? No.
Yeah, I mean, he seems to, the more he's played, the better he's played, which is which is a great sign.
And I mean, going down the stretch, it's not crazy to say maybe he'll even get some looks with Sanderson. I'd like to see how the two of them would go together.
Mm-hmm.
I know you like the Sanderson-Zub duo a lot, and they seem to work pretty well, but still, that's an option there. And I mean, Jensen's done for the year, so Spence is pretty locked in. He's your second best right D right now, behind Artem Zub.
And who knows? Don't really have an update on Tyler Kleven other than week to week right now.
Yeah. I've heard some not great things, but I'll leave it there.
Okay. Julian says a bridge deal is likely what happens for Spence.
Agreed. I'm of the belief you don't give term to guys that aren't like first liners, top pair D, etc. I would think maybe a 4-year deal.
Yeah, I would be careful about bridge because that kind of assumes that he's going to get paid later, right? And for Jordan Spence, I think you want to capitalize on everything right now. So yeah, like that 4-year deal seems about right.
Yeah, I would think 4 at around 4.5. Maybe they go 5 by 5, but I wouldn't be looking at like a 7 or an 8-year deal for Jordan Spence.
Yep. Ben says in January, Lees had the sense that a bottom 5 defense in the league and that the Red Wings had a better defense.
I mean, they did in January. The numbers would say so.
And I would say that the Ottawa Senators have very much benefited from coaching and the way that they've kind of changed the way that they've played with those coaching changes that they made. And structurally, they've just been a completely different team. Do I think their defense core is great? I still don't. I've been very impressed with the fact that they've Jordan Spence and Tyler Kleven, especially Nick Matt and Paolo, how they've stepped up in big minutes, but they've done that because the system has allowed them to. And if they had a better D core coming in, this team, like it feels like a lot of guys, and you can correct me if I'm wrong or you disagree, but it feels like a lot of guys could play in the system right now that the Ottawa Senators are playing in. Like you could insert a lot of guys and they would look okay. They would look insulated with the rest of the group. But yeah, the whole team's turned around tremendously, Ben. So you can throw all your shots. That's fine. I'll take them. And this team wasn't playing very well.
No. And I think a big part of this system is because the team knew behind them was the worst goaltending like numbers in possibly NHL history, like just apocalyptically bad.
Yep.
So they had to play that good of defense if they wanted a chance to win games. And then they just kept playing it, and it's worked out quite well for them.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
But there's like no guarantee that this carries over to next season. Every season is completely brand new. So I would agree if you can upgrade your personnel on the right side, then by all means. But I mean, that's much easier said than done, as we all know.
Yeah, I still think it's a target.
For sure. I would certainly, I'd be re-signing Spence, but that doesn't mean I'm not looking for a top 4 right-handed D. You also have to think that Artem Zub is going to be up for an extension July 1st, as well as Drake Batherson. And Artem Zub is getting up there in age. So where's his future with this team beyond next season?
Mm-hmm. Dare I look ahead? Would Sens fans be mad if I'm looking ahead to, and by the way, the Montreal Canadiens won 4-3 in a shootout over the Florida Panthers. Philly won 5-1, but the reason that matters for Montreal is don't look now. We got a 3-way tie up top the Atlantic Division. Everyone in playoff spots has 102 points. The Tampa Bay Lightning, the Buffalo Sabres, and yes, the Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah. And even when you start looking at the first tiebreaker there, the regulation wins, Tampa and Buffalo are tied with 39, Montreal down at 32. So it'll be tough for Montreal to get there, but it's very much wide open between Buffalo and Tampa. I would say Carolina has certainly pulled ahead a little bit, 106 points now. I think they're probably going to finish atop of the East.
Yeah.
So more than likely the second wild card spot there that the Senators are fighting for is going to be against the Carolina Hurricanes.
And did you hear the stat that they put out on television tonight? That and I'd have to go back and look how many teams Carolina has outshot this year, but it's been the majority of teams. Ottawa has outshot them every time they've played them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how well they've played Carolina. They deserve to win the second last game against Carolina. They just had awful goaltending when Reimer was in.
Yeah, I don't mind the way that they match up against the Hurricanes. My biggest worry there would just be playoff experience, because that Carolina Hurricanes team knows what it takes to win in the playoffs until they get to the third round. But that's besides the point,
Yeah, my biggest worry with that would be they still shuffle a ton of pucks to the net. Like they have the puck a lot. They make it hard for you. They just get the puck to the net. And again, I mean, for sure, everyone's biggest fear if Sens make the playoffs is going to be goaltending. Right?
Absolutely. But to be fair, is that probably not Carolina's biggest concern as well?
Yep. Carolina's gone on the strength that they, a lot of the times, especially in the regular season, they render their goaltending to be not that important because they got the puck all the time. Like, we don't need a great goalie to sit back there and stop 16 shots. We just need somebody to get in there and stop the puck a little bit. But that's what they've done. But they don't inspire you. Freddie Anderson, Brandon Bussey, they're good, but they're good because of the system, right?
I mean, Bussey was great for a while, but his numbers have just really come back down to earth. And I don't know I think Kochetkov might be done for the season. He's been out for a while now, but still,
legitimately, Tanner, how many goalies scare you in the Eastern Conference other than Vasilevsky when he's at the top of his game? Like, you go down the list, you're like, Stuart Skinner? No.
I would maybe say Swayman more than Ullmark.
I guess, but like nobody, Buffalo, Montreal, Pittsburgh.
The Montreal ones, their tandems put up some great numbers as well. But yeah, to your point, nobody even comes close to Andrei Vasilevsky.
But it just means that like four other teams or three other teams, let's say even Tampa wins their first round series, three other teams are winning in the Eastern Conference with a goalie that you're like, I'm not sure about. But the more it looks this way, it does look like the Sens might be on a collision course with Carolina.
I think so.
Now, I guess there's an outside shot that they could catch Boston. 4 points back with a game in hand, but they only have 4 to go, right? So Boston's got 3 to go. I mean, it's unlikely, but the Bruins have lost 4 games in a row.
If Boston continues to falter a little bit and the Senators probably go undefeated, sure, but as you say, it's pretty improbable, I would think. So, but I think we're getting pretty close to these matchups being set. For me, it's just the Buffalo and Tampa Bay that I'm really looking at as to which one.
Montreal? They're literally tied in points with everyone.
Yeah, but the tiebreakers.
Yeah,
and
they're 9-1 in their last 10.
That's also true. Yeah.
I actually watch them and go, They're so fast and they're so skilled.
Wouldn't it be really fun to get a first round Montreal Boston series as well?
That'd be so good.
That'd be really fun. Okay, I'm sold. Sign me up.
Yeah, and we're on track for a Pittsburgh Philadelphia.
Yeah,
matchup, and they hate each other.
Oh, and I mean, with everything going on here, if Montreal hops them, Buffalo and Tampa Bay in the first round, those two have been killing each other all season.
Yeah. Yes, please. Now I kind of want Montreal to win the division because then you probably get Montreal, Boston, you get Tampa, Buffalo, you get Pittsburgh, Philly, which would be great, and then you get Ottawa, Carolina. But isn't it incredible here on a Tuesday night that we're talking? Who's Ottawa going to match up against in the first round?
Yeah,
like that's kind of where we are, and they're not there yet. I don't
think that we thought we would be here when we started doing these shows in January when Levi Merilainen was starting for this team.
No. Just a simple text with Giroux.
Yes, true.
What does that mean, Ben?
Claude Giroux is a member of your Ottawa Senators.
Yes, yeah. I'm able to grasp that, but don't have any context for it. So, again, I think Ottawa can win, and it's a very winnable game on Thursday, right? Lots of rest at home to Florida. They beat you and embarrassed you a week ago and never let you up. Scored 5 goals in the first 16 minutes. Scored 8 seconds in. They embarrassed you. That shouldn't be an easy win, but you should be very motivated in that game as well.
Yeah, they need to want it more than the Panthers do. And, you know, we'll see if any podcasts come out beforehand that interject anything into that. But, yeah, hopefully the Sens are getting up for that one. And Linus Ullmark can show better than he did last week.
There's just a lot of reasons on and off the ice for them to do well.
Agreed.
Our man Chris, still up working away. Love having you guys on while the grind is real, like the Sens. Yep. That's where everyone is. They're back from Easter, back from holidays, and back in the grind on a Tuesday night. But it just gives you this. Like, I'm not cheering for the Ottawa Senators, but man, it gives you a bit of a rush knowing how much it means to people. Like, I love seeing PJ, love seeing, everywhere you go. That's what people are talking about right now. I even got I don't cheer for them, but you see in the background, I've got it there, Tanner. Got the Sens Versailles on the back. Now, I'm not a big fan of, in fact, I'm not a fan at all of names on the back, like your own name on the back.
No.
However, first of all, you never see me wear that around ever. Second of all, I do have a good story about that. That is not just me going out and purchasing a jersey. That is a Chris Phillips game-worn jersey from the 04 season. Because in 05, with the lockout, the team put the entire media through a 3-day real training camp. It was incredible.
So did they take his numbers off and then smack that on?
Yep.
Oh man.
So it's a game worn Phillips jersey. They took Phillips off and they put Versailles on. They gave us our own stick. Like the first day we walked in, we did all the off ice training. We did the VO2. Like it. Do you even know what the VO2 is?
No.
It's that one where you ride the bike and you put.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Where everyone basically throws up. Yeah, it's really fun. But it was incredible because you walked into the rink. Like we were walking into an NHL rink. Players locked out. Like there's no. So all of our stuff is up like in the stall. We go in like on game day. We played the Sens alumni and like the last day of this 3-day camp. We walk in like with a coffee. Like guys are walking into the rink. Got our coffee in our hand. You walk in, all your stuff's up, hanging. all been taken care of. You're like, what do I do? Well, I guess I'm going to tape my stick. And then you go out and you play. It was awesome.
That sounds unreal.
I have a stick here too. That's got it's the Versage curve.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, where your name's kind of printed. It's like the Versage curve on a, what is that? That's a wooden Sherwood stick in the background that I got that. So yeah, a lot of, I have it more for like mementos and the fact that I remember going through that with a whole bunch of other media members, and super cool to have that experience of a real, they treated us exactly like they treat the players, because all the staff was still working, right? The players were locked out, but all the staff was still working. Well, they had nothing to do. So they did this 3-day camp and they treated us like we were Daniel Alfredson and Chris Phillips and all those guys. It was wild.
I'm hearing that. I think they should do that again and maybe put you through a Travis Green bag skate, and we'll see how that goes.
Jake Sanderson loves the VO2. No, he does not either.
If anyone were to, I think it would be him on that team.
Didn't he throw up or something? Didn't he say how much he hated it? I can't remember.
I don't remember.
See this. There you go, Zach. Imagine Lee's got the Rocky IV music playing in the background while having the VO2. The training montage. I was running up the Alps and the Russian mountains. Absolutely. You can picture it, Zach, because it probably was happening. As a stay-at-home defenseman on a media team that played the Sens alumni. Anyway, got that going. I don't know if you can see over my other shoulder, Tanner. Got the Ottawa Senators, and our buddy Chris would be very happy. Got the Ottawa Senators Monday Night Raw combo T-shirt above the other shoulder here. And
I've got that in my drawer somewhere. Yeah. I also have the red version from the year after.
Yep, I have that too somewhere. And if I can't, I don't have anyone here to pan the camera, but just beside the Ottawa Senators jersey, I have a game-worn Logan Couture Ottawa 67s jersey.
Very nice.
Might be one of my absolute favorites as well.
Should I get all my Sens merch here while we're playing show and tell?
Yeah, I get one out or something
my big one, I've got my Tim Stützle signed jersey. That's back there.
Oh, I see that.
He signed it right on the 8 in the middle of it. You probably won't be able to pick that up.
Very
and then,
nice.
Of course, we got the bobbleheads all standing up there and the playoff towel from last season. And I gotta work on the background a little bit for the show, but
yeah,
got some other relics, a little wrestling heavy.
For sure. It's a work in progress in the palatial estates here in Ashton, but we're getting there. Changing some camera angles. Chris says best soundtrack ever. Listen to that at work a lot. And let's go. Someone cool designed those. The Monday Night Raw Ottawa Senators combo. Find out who it was, Chris. I'd love to hear about who it was, because you're right. It is cool.
So I can confirm Jake Sanderson won the fitness tests to begin training camp this season.
Well, with the amount he plays, he looks like it.
I was trying to find the combine. For some reason, 2018 is coming up, not 2020, but I don't know how they did the combine in 2020 with the pandemic.
Yeah, Ben says forgot there was no combine in 2020.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing as well.
So you look around the scores that matter right now. Utah losing to Edmonton. Utah's pretty firmly in a playoff spot, but still only 4 points up on the Nashville Predators.
Yeah, I think the tough part for them is just they're not getting any higher than that. When you look at their division, Minnesota with 100 points has a 14-point lead on them for third.
Well, Minnesota and Dallas is locked in, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
They're playing each other.
I mean, Minnesota's right there. They're 2 points behind Dallas.
No, I said Dallas and Minnesota. They're playing each other.
Yeah, sorry. Gotcha.
Like
Yeah,
no
they're
one's
playing each other. It's just who's getting home ice.
Yeah, nobody's catching Minnesota on the back end, and Dallas, Minnesota's not catching Colorado. So like
Nope.
they're locked in playing each other.
That's going to be a fun series. Did you see that Dallas is going to be wearing their third jerseys in the playoffs this year? I love that. Those jerseys are so nice.
Fantastic. James says, is that the game tonight? Love me some scrambly lockdown Linus. The Sanders and Bauer play goal looked like they broke a tendency and caught the Lightning napping. Very cool. Yeah, I would say, James, that they caught the Lightning not giving a crap after they challenged and they lost. And then the Sens went right back to the power play, and right off the opening draw, they just didn't even have their bearings before Sanderson got in behind. I wouldn't say like they were locked down and the Senators kind of cracked the code. That was, they challenged. It was 4-2. What did you think of the challenge? What did you think of that play? The goal that was it Stutzle's goal?
Yeah, that was a tough one because Johansson did have it covered, but Cousins kicked it out of his glove, but Cousins was also pushed into doing so. I honestly had no idea which way it was going to go, as kind of the theme has been all season long with the goalie challenges. I honestly figured it was a coin flip. Not really surprised that it did end up counting, though, because of the shove that Cousins took to collide with Johansson's glove.
Yeah, Ben said it was the OSM momentum shift. I kind of like that. I kind of like that term. You keep that one around, Ben. And he says dumb challenge. So I don't think it was a dumb challenge. I always side with the goalies on this one. And I don't know whether this doesn't mean I didn't think it was going to get overturned. I thought it was going to be a goal, but I don't think it should have been a goal. I get really tired of this guy got pushed in and that guy got pushed in. Like, is the goalie allowed to make a save? And this is not a problem about tonight's goal. This is a problem with like the NHL rule in general. I agree. I think he had the puck. Yeah, see? Don't cross-check players into your own net. Yeah, we'll see what happens to your team, Ben. Who, by the way, every time you like to chime in on these, Ben, it's when the Ottawa Senators are getting the pro of the call. They're getting the positive part of the call. But I never hear you when it goes against the Ottawa Senators saying, yep, that's a great call. Don't cross-check players into your own net when it goes against the Ottawa Senators. I don't hear you up on the old OSN momentum shift chat.
I'll say I had 2 texts tonight complaining about the referees, and you can probably guess who those 2 people were from. One's in the chat tonight. One was at the Canadian Tire Center. Just noticing things, but
right. So my issue is like this whole, well, he got pushed. The goalie in his own crease tonight went down, put his glove on the puck, and a player came in and kicked the puck out from his glove, and somehow that's just okay. I don't care that it was the Tampa goalie or whether it was Linus Ullmark. I'm just saying in these situations, if there's something happening in the blue paint, I think the goalies get the raw end of the deal. That's kind of my bigger picture take on all of this stuff. And they never seem to get the call. Like a lot of the time, it's always like, well, that guy kind of pushed him in, or like, no, like Cousins couldn't have done anything. You're telling me he couldn't have done anything, and he was shoved in so badly, he had to go in skates first, like he was a bowling ball into pins. That's how he went in.
Yeah, he barreled in for sure. And so did Stutzle afterwards.
Right. But these NHL players who have like Stutzle can stop on a dime, like he did in the Carolina game to score that amazing goal at the top of the crease, stopped on a dime. When they want to stop, they can stop. But, oh, well, he got pushed. Stop it. Ben says, I'm not the talent. I can be biased. Well, you got the first part of that sentence right. I can tell you that. James says Linus would have made that safe.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Julian, bring some sanity to this. I think the league needs to take a long look at the goaltender interference calls going into next season. It's been awful league wide, year round.
Agreed.
I agree
Wholeheartedly. Yeah. For me, it's the inconsistencies more than anything. There's been so many times this year where something won't count and then the exact same thing happens sometimes on the same night, and it does. There needs to be some sort of consistency because nobody knows what goaltender interference actually is.
And even the biased announcers on TV, because the color guy, who I think is a great person, is one of the most biased guys there is. He doesn't even give an opinion anymore on these. He's just like, I don't know.
Like I said, flip a coin.
50-50. Oh, Zach says, unrelated note, but when you get a chance, you have to see this McDavid goal.
Oh boy.
Okay. Must be nice, eh? Kicking back, listening to OSN, watching other things while the rest of us are grinding away. But
yeah, the researcher guy here would be giving it for us right here. Where's my link, Zach?
Yeah, fact checker would be providing a link, just like we showed the video earlier that Tanner had to do all by his lonesome.
Oh, I've seen it now. Oh my God.
This isn't a watch along party, Tanner.
Well, it's my show too.
I know, but
his goal against the Rangers where he it's probably his best goal of his career where he undressed 3 players.
Yes.
It was like that.
Oh, really?
He came in on the right, went around 3 guys and just put it top.
Okay, fact checker. McGibbon. We need the link. We need to be able to show that.
Are we allowed to show it? I don't know.
No. Who's going to get us in trouble, Tanner?
Oh, I'm editing this. Zach, I'm live right now and I'm finding it.
Zach said, well, no, he's busy. He says, I always hit the wrong button. I'm editing the bonus audio for This Is Wrestling. Hey, Tanner, leave the guy alone. It's important.
Oh, there we go. Should we see? Let's see what happens if we can share the screen here. I figured this out earlier.
Get copyright strikes, yeah. Well, Julian, only you and Ben and Zach are there. And we'll give credit to Sportsnet. Who's got it?
All right, you ready for this?
Well, hold on. Let's give proper credit. Sportsnet with the game, and Sportsnet here allowing us to do this. Let's see, on the right. Yep. Oh my God.
So good.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Well, OSN picture in picture.
That's great. Okay, we can cut it now. We don't need to get in trouble too much. But Julian, just remember when you the whole would you rather get in trouble later and ask permission or not do it, See, I'm not turning this into a wrestling chat, but Ben says, Zach, are you getting flashes of Gargano spelling out NXT while you're doing the editing? Tanner, some big time bonus This Is Wrestling episodes coming out this week.
Oh, yeah?
Some of them are really good for one of the hosts. Some of them not so good for the other. Did you see the Utah Mammoth new Zamboni? It's up here with the Danhausen debut.
If you're describing anything as good, I wouldn't compare it to the Danhausen debut, first of all, Chris.
That Utah Zamboni thing was wacky.
It's kind of cool. I like it.
Yeah, it's like anything that's kind of new and out there. I don't mind people trying. And don't compare it to the Danhausen. Come on.
It's way better than the Danhausen thing. Come on, Chris. It's not good.
It's not good. Yeah, right behind him. Like
It's a maze. There we go, man. A maze.
As we sit here on a Tuesday night, do you think the Senators are in the playoffs? They're going to make it.
Yeah, I think they're going to make it.
Yep.
Would you agree?
Yeah, I would. Columbus now at 90 points, the Red Wings at 89, the Islanders at 89. I just can't see Ottawa losing on Thursday. And if they don't lose on Thursday and get to 94, man, it's because the teams have to beat Ottawa, right? Like they have the tiebreakers on everyone.
Yeah. So and I think on Saturday, you can pretty much sniff out the Islanders.
And look at Columbus's schedule in Buffalo, in Montreal, before they're home to Boston and Washington. But Montreal and Buffalo are literally competing for the division title right now. Oh, look who's back. You know what? I can't believe I'm going to say this. I've kind of missed Ethan. Like he hasn't been around the last little bit. I've kind of missed him. Ethan, just a work in progress here. We're trying to revamp things. Need your help. I know the website's going to be looking better soon. Yeah, all things are headed towards the playoffs, aren't they?
It's all coming together.
88% chance is what I heard for the playoffs. Well, James, we need more than that. Like, just because you heard it, like, come on. You need to be better than that.
Well, we can always go to your favorite site, moneypuck.com.
I
go to the old playoff odds here.
So one of the funny things that happened tonight, and I was probably the only one that caught this because I somehow care about this stuff. The broadcast was going on and on because they use Sport Logic, right? For a lot of like the high tech stats. And they go on and on about what Sport Logic has to say, which, they have, advanced software to be able to predict these things. And literally, Gord Miller came off of saying all of the things that Sport Logic said that they were going to do. And then Jamie McClellan piped in with, but they got to win this game. And Gord Miller goes, well, that's immeasurable. And it was like, well, no, Gord, everything you just said was completely measurable because you were telling us all about Sport Logic. And he just used it was just a funny term that he used, like immeasurable, which was literally the opposite of what they were saying.
Yeah. Well, as per your favorite site here, Money Puck, the Senators are sitting at an 82.9% chance of making the playoffs, according to their models.
Minus about 15% from that. And you'll be all good.
Curious about the other teams in the race here?
Not for Money Puck, I'm not. But apparently you are.
So Philly's at a 62.5. They've got Columbus down at a 27.7. Very low on the Islanders, 18.7, and way lower on Detroit, who they have at a 6.3.
Yeah, the one I would disagree with there is I think you're going to see the Islanders win 3 or 4 of their last 4 games. Now, I don't know if it gets them in, but I think the Islanders are, Pete DeBoer comes in. You got 5 days in between. They got the Leafs on Thursday. You got to feel like they are going to win that game. And then they're going to come into that Ottawa game on Saturday afternoon. And it's going to be really tough for both teams. But now way more of a must-win game for the New York Islanders than it is the Ottawa Senators. Even if the Senators lost on Thursday, which I don't think they're going to do. It would be disappointing now if they lost on Thursday to keep some other teams in the race. But by winning on Thursday, man, this team could be getting road trips to Carolina organized here for round number 1.
That's right.
But I think the Islanders right now are the only other team that I think presents a challenge, and they would have to beat Ottawa, obviously, on that Saturday afternoon to do it. But I just think that when you get 4 or 5 days off in this climate, when teams just don't have that kind of rest, and you get a new coach, which would certainly get the attention of all the players with 4 games to go, I just think the Islanders are going to win. All those games are at home. We're going to see a resurgence to them, and we'll see if, for them, 8 possible points would get them to 97. They lost. They get to 95. Will they get in? The way it looks right now, I don't think they're getting in at 95. So I think the Sens are in just a great position.
Can even do this.
Look at that. It's perfect. So you got the Senators at 92. You got Columbus at 90. You got Detroit and the Islanders at 89. I think Washington's done.
I would agree.
I mean, 5 points back with four games to go. They're not getting there anymore. So then who do you really fear? I mean, Detroit just finds ways to lose now. I wouldn't be too frightened of them. I mean, Columbus is going to have to outduel Ottawa, though, by 2 games, right? Because Ottawa's got the tiebreaker on them. So can Columbus get up to Philadelphia? Maybe.
Yeah, I think that would be more likely than them passing the Senators.
So regardless of which team, whether it's Philadelphia or Columbus, Ottawa's got the tiebreaker on either of those teams. I'm just looking at schedules now. We saw Columbus's schedule. Like I said, the Islanders got all of their games at home. I know they play Ottawa and the Leafs. I'm just looking at their last 2 here, and their last 2 are against Montreal and Carolina. Now, if those teams want to win their division and want to win the conference, but I have a feeling that Carolina game's not going to mean anything to the Hurricanes. The last game that the Islanders would play. So, yeah, I mean, it does point to a really, really big game on Saturday afternoon against Ottawa. That's for sure. But both teams would have to win. If both teams can win on Thursday, it still puts Ottawa in a great position. Because they have the tiebreaker, it feels like if there's another point, there's another, like they're almost at 93. The teams would have to pass them. So, I mean, if Ottawa just goes 2-2 over the last 4, the Blue Jackets would have to win all 4 games. The Red Wings would have to win all 4 games. The Islanders would have to win all 4 games if Ottawa goes 2-2.
Yeah. So I think if you're a Sens fan, you're feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah, you have to be, right? Did they? Sorry, Ethan's saying that they clinched.
No, yeah, they did. Sorry, no, they clinched the Metro.
The division, yeah, not the conference. That's
much
different. They're only 4 points up on Tampa and Buffalo and Montreal, and they all have 4 games to go. So they all have 8 possible points that they can get.
Yeah, and they're 10 points up on the Penguins, so they're pretty comfy at the top of the Metro.
Yeah, This was just one of those waiting for it to be checked off things for Carolina. But man, what a race. 102 points for Tampa and Buffalo and Montreal with 4 games to go. That's not something I would have ever thought.
Imagine telling that to a Sabres fan at the start of the year.
Imagine telling that to a Montreal fan 6 weeks ago.
That too.
That they were going to come up and pass both of them. And again, Montreal's got the best, other than Colorado, they've got the best away record in the National Hockey League. So
yeah, I would not want to face them in the first round.
See, there's my man Julian. According to Hockey Reference, 63.3. Not sure if they've updated it. They probably have not. They usually don't do it till the next morning. But I can guarantee it won't be at 85 or whatever Money Puck had them at. But it is a much better chance. I think we can all agree that Ottawa has played themselves into a really, really good position here. And can they continue it? Professional sports is tough because you can't just go out there and win every single game that you ever play. But this team lately, it's like when they're bad against, Minnesota, Tampa, Florida, they're really bad. Like they don't look anything like the team we saw tonight. They don't look anything like the team we saw on Sunday against Carolina. So that's really encouraging to me that you try and not let those type of losses compound. And they've done an unbelievable job at not letting those losses compound into more in the second half of the year. When they have a stinker, especially at home, they haven't lost back-to-back games at home since the beginning of January. We're at the beginning of April. That's a long time.
Yeah. And even you look at the last 4 opponents they've got here, aside from the Islanders, the other 3 teams are completely out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Dead in the water, going to be checked out, especially when you're looking at probably Toronto. So you've got the Islanders and you've got, I guess Jack Hughes still kind of gives a shit on the Devils. But other than that, the competition that they're facing isn't too tough. How about the Devils there firing Fitzgerald as well?
Yeah, there was rumors he was going to go for a long time, but that one feels to me, it really feels to me like they wanted to go and get Quinn Hughes and they didn't get him.
Yeah. And how about your man, one of your other boys, Nico Hischier today? Did you see what he had to say?
No.
I got to find the exact quote about him, but I believe he's up for a contract extension in the not so distant future. Here it is. Quote, "I'm focusing on playing hockey here, and I still have 1 more year. So I'm with the Devils." Did you lose me for a second?
I did. Right in the
buffer there.
Right in the time where you're like, "This is what he said," and then I'm like, "I didn't hear anything he said." Oh no!
All right, he sure said, "I'm focusing on playing hockey here, and I still have 1 more year. So I'm with the Devils right now, and then we'll see what happens."
Yeah, but don't read anything into that. They don't. I
know
they don't have a GM, and there's a high probability, like a lot of coaches, when you don't have a GM, I think it's actually really good on ownership to tell the coaches, like, this is going to be. This is going to be their decision on what they want to do to bring in the coach. So that's great that Nico Hischier's saying that, but he doesn't have the GM, and he probably doesn't have, like, they might fire Sheldon Keefe and go get somebody else. So a new GM, new coach, kind of feel like he might change his mind. Especially if they go out and get but by the end of that next year, that's when Quinn Hughes can maybe be a member of the New Jersey Devils. Right? Like,
okay.
We'll see. we'll see about Nico Hischier.
Maybe Jack can be a member of the Minnesota Wild.
Stop it. Where does Cassidy go? I hope it's not Toronto. Why would you hope it's not Toronto? Oh, because you think Bruce Cassidy is a good coach that could actually turn them around. He'd be a great coach in Toronto. He would.
I was going to say LA, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be lining up to get people, right?
Yeah.
I mean, to get him. I mean, teams will be lining up to get him. I would love him to go to New Jersey, to be honest, if they fire Sheldon Keefe. They said on the broadcast and some of the insiders that Sheldon Keefe has been told that it's going to be the new general manager's decision, and by no means does he have a job like next year. So Bruce Cassidy will have his pick of where he wants to go. Like, I don't know that the Kings are this team that Bruce Cassidy goes, you know what? Like, I can win with those guys. Like,
yeah.
He's a really good coach, right? He coached Boston and he got them up, and then he went to Vegas and he got the Stanley Cup. And like, this is not a guy who's going to have one opportunity and one only. It's a guy that's going to be able to pick from exactly where he wants to go from a number of contenders. And I don't know that the Kings strike me as this, like, oh, they're on the cusp. They're almost there.
I know where he won't go. Vancouver.
Well, they're also not on the cusp. But you look
I did see a hot take going around that, I mean, now that they're playing really well again, probably isn't going to happen, but I saw some people saying, wow, the Oilers should fire Knobloch right now and grab Bruce Cassidy. And this was right after it happened, pretty much.
Yeah, but I mean, that always happens with underperforming teams, right? But I think Cassidy's probably now just going to watch the playoffs, but if Knobloch fails early in the playoffs with the Oilers, he's probably going to get fired anyway.
Yeah.
Right? So I mean, it's tough if you're Knobloch because you've been to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals 2 years in a row. So what do you do now? Either win, or if you don't, you're probably going to be let go.
I wonder about Columbus as well, if Bones is sticking around or not.
Ethan says Cassidy likely ends up in LA. Why? What is it about the LA Kings team that you see this? Like, if they just get Bruce Cassidy, they're going to be a Stanley Cup legit contender. I don't see that in that team. And I'm telling you, Bruce Cassidy's not like other coaches. Does Rick Bowness stay in Columbus? Probably.
But does he stay as like a head coach, or do you think he'd be maybe in a similar role to like what Jacques has here?
No, I mean, it's a good question. It's just about whether he gets the bug or not, right? I would bet this run from Columbus and the fact that they're only, like, Columbus is going to get better. They're not going to be like a legit Stanley Cup team, but I don't think they're going in reverse.
No.
So I think you're probably just along for the ride and try to enjoy it. But legitimate other teams that Cassidy could go to, I don't know. Does something happen in Dallas or Minnesota if one of those teams lose in the first round?
I mean, Dallas just fired DeBoer last year.
Yep.
I mean, you never know.
Who knows? What if Colorado went out in the first round? Do you think Bednar would get the can?
That's a tough one.
If they lost to a team much weaker than them?
Oh, if they lose to LA, yeah. I could probably see that.
I think Colorado's going to have to get to the conference finals for Bednar to be okay. I think it's people just look in, even if you don't really know what's going on, you look in and you just see underachieving.
Yeah. And I mean, like, what else do you do with that roster? You're not trading any of those guys.
No, you're not. So I think Bruce Cassidy's going to kick back, maybe even spend some time here in Ottawa during the playoffs in the summer, kick back and have other teams come to him. But you don't know. Like, he wouldn't rush out. Now that DeBoer's gone, he's the number one guy.
Oh, absolutely.
So Colorado getting bounced in round 1, 2 consecutive years. We'll see Bednar get the boot. Cassidy or Bednar could both end up in Buffalo, truthfully. I'm
curious about Buffalo too. Like, if they're gonna,
I don't know that they're racing to get to Buffalo.
I mean, just when you look at the roster and what they've shown this year, I'd be curious about it. Like, I don't know if Lindy Ruff is there beyond this season. I know his deal's up at the end of the year. I'd be curious about it.
Well, I don't know how Buffalo and the Pagulas are going to handle Lindy Ruff, right? Like,
yeah.
Do the players want Lindy Ruff back? If they lose in the first round, do they need somebody to get them to the next level? I don't know. Julian, I would only say to you, why would you put now at the end of that?
Does he has a New Jersey take up there, or did you? Are we going to acknowledge that one?
Sorry, he's just written in so many. Oh, I bet New Jersey's kicking themselves for not keeping Travis Green, though. Yeah, I think sometimes coaches just get better with different. Like, I want to go back and Pete DeBoer, who was the coach of the Kitchener Rangers when I was doing the OHL, like, he started off right. Like, so he went to Florida. His first job was in Florida. Look at the timeline for Pete DeBoer. First year, out of the playoffs. Second year, out of the playoffs. Third year, out of the playoffs. Then he gets fired. 3 straight years in Florida, doesn't make the playoffs. Rookie coach gets fired. New Jersey picks him up. He goes to the finals in 11 and loses to the Kings. Then the next 2 years, he missed the playoffs. So Pete DeBoer, 5 of the first 6 years, he missed the playoffs. And look when Pete DeBoer suddenly got better. Florida, then New Jersey. Then he goes to San Jose. And he lost in the finals early, and then lost in round 1, lost in round 2, lost in round 3. Like, Pete DeBoer got to be a better coach because by the time he got to San Jose, it was already his 3rd team. Vegas 4, Dallas 5. Now the New York Islanders are his 6th team. I would hope you'd be a better coach. I think Travis Green is a better coach.
Yeah, ask anybody in Vancouver.
Yeah, I think it takes a while, right? Not all these coaches. Like, we look at Pete DeBoer now and go, oh, Pete DeBoer, he was like at the top of the class. Pete DeBoer came into the NHL and missed the playoffs in 5 of his first 6 years. And he didn't even really get good as an NHL coach until his 3rd team and onward. So Ethan says, Lee, I would agree. I think DJ Smith has looked better in LA than he ever did here. Now, albeit he was an assistant role for most of that time, but he's doing much better in LA. Yeah, I think every situation is just really different, right? Like, was DJ Smith just in, like, what could he do under Pierre Dorion and Eugene Melnick? And he had a bunch of really young guys. And, like, I wish he were tougher on them.
Yeah.
And being their best friend and trying to just, I'm going to ride with these guys, didn't get him to where he needed to be. I think a lot of people saw that coming, but doesn't mean he didn't learn from it when he moved on. Now he's an assistant coach in LA. Coach gets fired. He's the interim head coach. Is he better? Yeah, I think so. James says DJ Smith better coach. I liked him. Hope he is. I think so, but it's also totally different management, totally different ownership, and you're not coddling a bunch of kids. He tried to get through knowing that he couldn't bench Tim Stützle or Drake Batherson or Brady Tkachuk when they did poorly. He couldn't do it. And it ultimately became his demise. But when you become a more experienced coach and then you go in and you have more experienced players, funny how your experience plus their experience adds up to everyone just being better. Julian, I like you a lot. This is not one of your best. What could Guy Boucher do with this iteration of the Ottawa Senators? Get you thinking. It got me thinking because I had to read because I appreciate you, Julian. It got me thinking until I got to the end of that, and I'm not thinking about it anymore.
I'm surprised it took Julian this long to throw the Guy Boucher joke into the chat here. He loves throwing that one in our group chat.
Does he?
Or when we're sitting at the games. Yeah. Julian's a big Guy Boucher 1-3-1 type of guy.
Look. As a guy who grew up, and they get a bad rap, but I was a big Devils fan, right? So in 1995, the Devils won the Stanley Cup. Jacques Lemaire was Guy Boucher times 10. Like there was a game that they beat the Leafs in the playoffs in 95 that the Leafs had 6 shots all game in a playoff game. Like, come on. They just completely shut teams down. But when the Devils got to winning their other cups, especially in 2000, they had like one of the top, I think they were the highest scoring team in the league in 2000 or second highest team. I'd have to go back and look. But they had the A line, and it was Jason Arnott and Patrick Elias and Peter Sikora. And they were really good. They had Niedermeyer on the back end, but they still had that aura of, Devils shut down, boring, because they were so much like that. Reminds me of Guy Boucher a little bit. Like, could Guy Boucher do more than just do a 1-3-1 and stand behind your own net? Yeah, but that's all people remember.
Yeah. Wonder what he's up to these days.
That's a good question. I mean, he was doing some TV in Quebec a couple of years ago.
I got an answer. He's in the KHL.
Okay.
He has been with this team since 2024, and he's there until the end of this season. He is the head coach of the Avangard Omsk of the KHL.
Yeah, Omsk.
OMSK. Yeah.
Pretty legendary team out there.
Yeah. Most recently in North America, he was with the Leafs as an assistant up until June of 2024.
Remember him being on the bench there. What a night. What a night. All right.
Yeah. You know, it's getting to that time when we're looking up where Guy Boucher is.
Right. And you look up and you're like, it's an hour, almost an hour 20 into a show on a Tuesday night, back to the grind. But you know what? It's worth it, because I think if you're a fan, there's a little bit of energy, right? You watch this team and you go, you know what? They're going to get there. They are going to get there. And the fact that they're going to get there, unless they completely fall down, which they're going to have to fall down to not get there anymore.
Yep.
I think they would probably have to lose 3 of their last 4. I just don't see this team doing it.
Agreed.
Especially against the Leafs.
How many of those 4 do you think Allmark plays?
Yeah, I think you can start talking about it now. I think if you win Thursday and you win Saturday, I think you have an option of playing Reimer on Sunday, and you probably do.
Agreed.
And then if you're in, and it looks like you're going to be in the 8th spot, like, can they get up to Boston? Maybe. 4 points back with a game in hand, and they would beat them in the regulation wins. So that's not out of the realm of possibility. But let's say they kind of next week or on the weekend, it kind of looks like, okay, we're in, but we are going to play Carolina. It would just be up to Allmark whether he wanted to play on Wednesday against the Leafs, and then you go into it. But to think about having those options right now, to me, is nuts. Like, we're suddenly talking about, well, do you rest Ullmark here? Like, last week, we're like, I can't believe Ullmark didn't play out of this rest management stuff. Like, get in the goddamn net, Linus. Now we're like, you know what? Take Sunday off, Linus. It's fine. It's fine.
What a roller coaster of a year it's been.
It's, I know as a fan, sometimes things can be roller coastery, but this one's been as up and down as you're ever going to find. Like, major stories. And it started from the first, like, Brady Tkachuk breaking his thumb in the first game.
Yep.
Linus Ullmark in training camp saying he's not very good. Like, he's not feeling great. Like, it started all the way back then, and it's been a ride. But they do look like they are gaining that OSN momentum shift. And it feels like they're going, the ex-Ottawa Red Blacks coach always used to say, gotta have your arrow pointing up. Rick Campbell, arrow up. And their arrow is up right now. And it's been up for a while with like over the last few months, but they've really kind of honed in, and it feels like they're in a prime position. Julian says he can get in this Kawhi Leonard load management era if Ottawa clinches. Yep. I think if they win both games that they're going to be in. I think if they win Thursday and they win Saturday in regulation to not let the Islanders get there, hard to believe that they're going to be caught at 96 points and a team would have to get to 97 to beat them, right? Like, no one can get, like, if the Sens get to 96, somebody's got to get to 97 to get them out. And that would mean, Columbus to get 7 of a possible 8 points. That would mean the Islanders would be out because Ottawa would beat them and they wouldn't have a chance to even get to 97. And then the Red Wings, even if they run the table at 4-0, would get to 97 and Ottawa would have them on the tiebreaker. So, oh no, sorry, if the 96, yeah. So Detroit would have to go 4-0.
Yeah. And something small here to watch with the Florida game coming up. Matthew Tkachuk might not be in the lineup. Adding an additional list of Panthers players that they wouldn't have to deal with. He's not injured, but he's awaiting the birth of his first child. Did not play against Montreal tonight. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Florida's... Look, we've won 2 Stanley Cups. You guys go do what you need to do.
Yeah, they're like, well, we'll see you next spring.
Yeah. It doesn't mean that the players in the lineup, like everyone said today, I wanted to make a bit of a point on this. Like, everyone said today, like, oh, like Tampa's calling up all these guys. Well, yeah, they called up the best line in the American Hockey League. Like, they called up the leading scorer of the entire league. Imagine Ottawa having the leading scorer of the entire league down to be able to call up when they needed somebody.
Well, I'm gonna. Arthur Kaliev has been the leading goal scorer in the AHL for most of the season.
Yeah, goal scorer, not point getter.
I know. Just the way you worded it, that was kind of funny.
I know, but if he could skate, that would be great too.
Yeah.
Oh, who's this? Sorry. Sorry. My light just went on. And I'm like, oh, who's at my door? And there's a cat that's just come up and looking at me through the window and put the motion light on. I'm like, oh, okay.
There we go. OSN Studio Cat?
Yeah. Oh, see, Arthur Kaliev says hi. He can't even skate. But I understand the point that you're making. But the Tampa Bay Lightning had a lot of really, really good players to call up. Ottawa has not had that opportunity. That's all. All right, Thursday night. I think Thursday night, if they win, depending on, let's look at the schedule here. What the other teams have coming up. So tomorrow night, not too much that matters to Ottawa. I mean, if you're interested in the Buffalo Sabres winning the division, they're in New York to take on the Rangers. But, I mean, it's Thursday. The Islanders are at home to the Leafs. Columbus in Buffalo. Detroit hosting Philadelphia again. The third time that those teams have played each other in about 2 weeks. Must win for Detroit, though, in that game. And then Ottawa at home to Florida. Just keep winning games. That's all they need. Been fun tonight, Tanner. There's a little bit of energy in the crowd.
Yeah. A little sleepy early on, but I think it was a fun game in the end.
Oh, Zach plugging. See,
there he goes. There's the promoter.
Always the promoter. This is Wrestling bonus audio out now. The This Is Wrestling fantasy draft up first. Okay. So this was a show that if you happen to be a wrestling fan, like maybe Marcus is listening or who knows, that it was a draft, but to start a wrestling promotion, you had to pick.
That sounds fun. I want to do that.
Yeah, I believe it was it 4 or 5? I think it was 5 male wrestlers, a female wrestler, and a tag team to start your company today. So if you were going to pick, like, just for example, nobody did, but Brock Lesnar, you'd be picking him on name, but he's probably gone in 5 months or 4 months. So wouldn't be a wise pick.
Sounds like fun. I better be invited to the next draft. I think I could put up a good fight here.
Well, you were in the grind. You were in the grind in the hammer. We get it.
Hey, maybe I'll do an invasion angle on the weekend when we're getting together to watch some AEW.
I like it.
There we go.
I like it. Well, I'll be. I mean, everyone can look at my list again and then slam my list and tell me that it sucks, and I'll know how good it is at that point. But yeah, the fantasy draft, myself and Zach and Benjamin participating in that. We had some other great bonus stuff. We had a full work day on Saturday. I can tell you that. On Saturday, while you were like hamming it up with the family,
yeah,
we had pregame. We did like a 75-minute episode on the worst SmackDown in the history of ever. It was just awful. I think we did 75 minutes on that. Then we did the post game, and then we did all this bonus audio. It was like hours and hours and hours of stuff. But I think it turned out well. So thank you for doing that, Zach, and participating in this show. And I mean, just because Tanner's slamming you, I think you're a hell of a worker. Okay. Doing 2 things at once like this. Chris says, "Night, boys. Great show. Thank you for listening, Christopher. And we will bid you adieu," says Kenny Omega. Thursday night, Florida Panthers in town, and Ottawa with a chance to really help themselves feel good about getting to the playoffs. And they look like they're on their way. 6-2. They defeat the Tampa Bay Lightning. 4 assists from Brady Tkachuk, a goal, and 2 assists from Tim Stützle, and a real good performance in goal from Linus Ullmark. 2 goals from Jake Sanderson as well. All the stars aligning for the Ottawa Senators. We'll talk to you on Thursday, Tanner.
Yep, sounds good.
For Tanner. And look, we appreciate everyone sticking through this. I know a number of people have listened for a longer period of time tonight, and we appreciate it very much for everyone that was in the chat, or if you're just kind of kicking back, feet up, listening to the show. And just another quick shout out to our guy, PJ, building the rink, got the OSN on the boards. He knows where it's at. It was a good job by you, Tanner, to get that up. Very, very good visual for everyone to be able to see. So thank you, PJ, for that. And we will say goodnight and talk to you on Thursday with the pregame show. But this There's been overtime on OSN.